Good morning, everybody. I hope you had a great weekend and you were able to take advantage of the decent weather that we had, because things are going to change very, very quickly for us starting today, and much of this week is going to be impacted by Hurricane Debby. Now, earlier this morning, if you caught us on the air, you would have seen that Hurricane Debby made landfall. This was around 7 o'clock Eastern this morning in Steinhatchee, Florida, which is just to the south and southwest of Tallahassee. Debby making landfall as a Category 1 hurricane with sustained winds of 80 miles per hour. The storm is now set to weaken as it continues to slowly move across the panhandle of Florida and into southern Georgia. The main concern we're going to keep an eye out for is look at how slow Debby is moving. It'll take all of the rest of your Monday and into Tuesday morning before Debby can go from the panhandle of Florida to the coast of Georgia. And then here we go, Tuesday and into Wednesday, Debby lingering off our shores. So with that being said, Debby sticks around the coast of Georgia and South Carolina from Tuesday afternoon into Wednesday afternoon, and then it takes much of Wednesday and into Thursday for Debby to continue to slowly drift off to the north. It's not until we get into Friday night and Saturday morning before we finally start to see Debby moving into parts of North Carolina, and then from there, finally clearing out of the southeast. Now, with that being said, heavy rain and flooding will be the main concerns with Debby as it makes its way into the Carolinas. Through Tuesday morning, a high risk of excessive rain has been placed from the Panhandle and Big Bend of Florida through southeastern Georgia. Notice a little closer to home, the heaviest of rain with today's threat for flooding well to our south, although some of these heavier showers by the early parts of your Tuesday morning could start to make their way into portions of Orangeburg, Bamberg, and Barnwell counties. I think Tuesday itself will be one of the greater flood threats that we have. Look at how many of us are in the level 4 excessive rainfall risk. This is the highest risk possible by the Weather Prediction Center from Georgia through the Low Country and into parts of the PD, even a level 3 moderate risk in place across most of the Midlands as this slow-moving system continues to drop round after round of heavy rain. And even into Wednesday, notice how many of us still under some type of flood threat. The greatest threat on Wednesday and Thursday is going to be to the east of town, but still many of us have the possibility of dealing with some type of flooding at some point because of the heavy rain and gusty winds that we can expect out there as we get into your Wednesday. So here's First Alert Futurecast as we pick it up on our Monday morning, noticing how we get a couple of these showers within the far outer bands of Debby to make their way into the Midlands. So I think after lunchtime, I can't entirely rule out some rain out there for you. These would be outer bands of Debby, but the heaviest of rain holds off today. We're not going to get any of the heavier rain until we get into the night tonight, and especially by your Tuesday morning. Here we are at 4, 5, and 6 o'clock in the morning Tuesday. These heavier downpours starting to make their way into southern portions of the Midlands. Notice how we start to get some of these downpours still across places like Barnwell, Orangeburg. That's where we could have wind gusts that range from 30 to 50 miles per hour. These showers continue out there for us in rounds through your afternoon and evening on Tuesday. Wind gusts continuing of 30 to 50 miles per hour through Tuesday night. And into the early parts of Wednesday morning, we are still wet and windy all across the Midlands as we get the middle of the week started. These showers continue for us as Debby slowly lingers to our south. Rounds of heavy rain continuing across the region into Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening as well. Look at our wind gusts, 30 to 50 miles per hour as Debby still lingers just off our shores. Over the next 7 days, quite a bit of rainfall can be expected with Debby as it moves through the Carolinas. I think closer to the upstate, that's going to be the lowest amounts for us, anywhere from 2 to 5 inches of rain. Places like Newberry, Saluda counties, parts of Lexington and Richland counties will start to creep into the 5 to 7 inch total as we head throughout this week. Just ever so slightly farther to the south from there, more of a guarantee for 7 to 10 inches of rain across the rest of Lexington and Richland counties. This also includes Orangeburg County as well as Clarendon, Calhoun counties included in this as well. right along the I-95 corridor. The heaviest of rain and the highest total of rain with Debby will be across parts of the low country, and we're getting more and more confidence with each run that we could at least get 10 to 15 inches of rain out of Debby these next several days across parts of the low country, and some isolated amounts that could be over 15 inches and closer to the 2-foot mark across isolated portions of Charleston and to Hilton Head, as well as portions of coastal Georgia. So the rainfall will be the big thing that we have to keep an eye out for with Debby as it slowly churns across the Midlands. That's why we have first alert weather days that start tomorrow, continue into your Wednesday and Thursday. Even by Friday, we still have lingering rainfall out there with Debby as it's slowly moving through the Midlands still by Friday. It's not until we get into this weekend where showers and storms will finally begin to clear out, and then look at next week. Not too bad for us. Monday, Tuesday will start to dry out, and from there we get a much needed break and a much deserved break from what we're going to have to deal with all week long as Debby slowly moves across the southeast. For your latest forecast update, make sure you head over to our website, wistv.com. When you do head over to our website, we've got our rotating web article that you can check out. Within the page, you can also
be busy in Washington. It's also going to be busy across South Carolina. Yeah, we got some rain on the way thanks to Hurricane Debby.
That's right. Meteorologists watches, warnings, advisories, any and all of that can be found on our website at wistv.com. So please, please, please make sure that you have a plan in place for the heavy rain and flooding potential that we have in the Midlands. I'd say if you don't have your plans in place, you still have a little bit of time. The rest of our Monday, not going to be too bad. By tonight, though, you're definitely going to want to make sure you have things locked in, and if you can avoid any type of travel on the roads, especially south of Columbia and into parts of the low country through the rest of this week, that would be highly recommended because of this heavy rain and flooding that is likely to occur across much of the Midlands. Please stay safe out there. Please keep up with us for your latest forecast updates. And for the First Alert Weather Team, I'm First Alert meteorologist Chandler Jordan. Stay safe this week. Have a great day. Take the rest of today to make sure you're making your last-minute preparations, locking those into place. And you don't want to go anywhere. We'll be starting with what's new this morning in just a few minutes.